Faisal 1919. Thanks for tuning in. Anybody that has. Um, just before the game, so I thought I'd give a wee quick reaction to the starting lineups. There's a lot of dust coming off my top. But anyway, a few bits of reaction here. Looking at the Forest lineup, quite strong. I'm not surprised at the Leeds lineup. Aronson starts. So Perry, Bogle, Goodmanson, and Rodon and Bijol. I was happy when I read that. It's the strongest defence we have, I think, anyway. Then you have Ampadu, Longstaff, and Stack. So we're going to try and match them up in the midfield a battle there with 3-on-3. If they go 4-3-3, if they go 4-2-3-1, hopefully we've got that extra in midfield to try and control that area. It's the forward line again. DCL's out, Nemacha comes in. It doesn't matter if you put Nemacha in or DCL in. If we can't get bodies to support him, he's going to be isolated. That is my serious concern about this game. We have Aronson. I just don't get it. If Dan James is fit to go to the Wales camp, the next 10 days or so, and playing international football, and he has trained for the last 2 weeks. How is Dan James not fit enough to start that game? Doesn't make sense to me. Okafor's there, thank God, so we have an outlet. I just can't see Brendan doing anything. Look, I might eat my words, and I hope I come on in the second part of this video after the game, and I have to. But the reality is, DCL's on the bench. He's trained. He can play minutes. Why not start the man? Why not give him a chance? Why not get DCL on the pitch? Put Dan James on the pitch. Try and get ahead in the game. Statistically, this season we have to score 2 goals to have a chance to win a game. We scored 2 goals in the entire season in the second half in 10 games. We haven't scored in 4 away games this season. 4 out of the 5 away games that we have had this season, we haven't scored. I don't know what he's doing with this. I don't understand. Part of me thinks he wants the sack. The other part of me thinks he doesn't fear it. So is he that comfortable in his position that he just doesn't fear the sack? If we lose this game today, we are on 11 points. Burnley will be 10 points. West Ham 10 points. Forest 9 points. And we go into the run of games of Villa, City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Not in that order, but anyway. It baffles me. I don't get it. If you look at our sub bench, we have Darlow, Justin Strike, Gruev, Tanaka, Harrison, James, Perot, Calvert-Lewin. Doesn't strike fear. Calvert-Lewin, I don't understand. Look, if Nemacha comes on and does well, I'm more than happy if Nemacha coming in if he does well. But it just stinks of him being isolated, like I've said before about the Calvert-Lewin scenario. With that Forest setup, you've got the best keeper in the league last season, Golden Glove winner. You have Williams, Morello, and Milinkovic. You've got their strongest defence. The Milinkovic and Morello were the best centre-back pairing probably in the league last season. Maybe you could go Saliba and Gabriel. Maybe you could go Konate and Van Dijk. But those two were up there. They were up there. There's a reason Forest are in Europe, and they're a massive part of it. Then you look at their midfield. You've got Anderson, Gibbs, White. They're going to have runners in that midfield. Anderson will probably do the donkey work. Gibbs White will be the powerhouse running. We've got to match that physicality. We've got to match that the levels that they have. My concern is if we can't get players up and around Nemacha will do a lot of work. But the problem is if we can't hold the ball up there, it's just going to continually come back at us. So it's important that we win the midfield, but it's also important that our wingers provide an outlet for the midfield. And they're not just turning into traffic. My real concern is Brendan. The physicality in this game is going to be high, and I do not have any faith in Brendan. Like, people can talk about Brendan and stats and all they want. He's had 1 goal this season. And they can talk about stats last season. Dan James was one of the best players we had last season, and last season was the championship. Let's be brutally honest. The step up between championship and Premier League when you have a squad like ours is huge. This Forest team is not playing well. But however, they did well last week against Man United. Stern Graz, they were dire. But they do have the ability to beat us here today. And again, I just don't understand for the life of me why he can't change it. It's crying out for a change. I spoke to a couple of people prior to coming on here, and I wanted to get different views. And there's a couple of Farke in, my father, who's probably on the Farke out sort of side at the minute now. But we're all, again, he makes the match a change. Like, it's the same as the substitutes. He makes a change when it's not a decision. It's not proactive. He's making a change up there because possibly DCL's not fit. And if he's not fit, well then it's not a change that he's done proactively. He's done it out of necessity. The question I have is, why is Willie Gnonto not on the bench? He said Willie Gnonto's trained. He said Willie Gnonto's potentially going to be 100% maybe after the break. But if DCL's not fit, why not get Willie on the bench and get him minutes? Because I think Willie can do a lot more than Brendan Aronson. Listen, it's before the game. I hope to be proved wrong. We need these 3 points. We need these 3 points. We need a strong defence. There's going to be a lot of momentum against our defence coming through the middle, but also coming down the Forest wings. They're going to whip balls in. So we need to be on game. I'm not going to make any decisions about Farke before this game. I don't want to say this or that before the game's finished. I'll give my full breakdown of everything after the game. But they have some Forest of something like their bench itself. Like it's unreal. They've got Hutchison, McAtee, Yates. They have some real Anawamni or Calamuendo, the guy that we were after apparently as well. They've got some real quality on that bench. Now, we have some quality on the bench too, but we also have some people that just aren't at the level. This is where the 49ers come in, and this is where they've let Farke down. They've let us down as a club and as a fan base. They have in the attacking third. Let's just wait and see how this pans out. So yeah, I will hit pause there. I'll come back after the game. I will give you a full breakdown of where I think we went right, how we won the game, how we drew the game, how dogged we were, or how we lost, and what needs to happen next. Anyway, thanks for watching this far. Hope to see you in the second part of the video. See you soon. Marching on together. Welcome back. This is after the match. Sack him now. Get rid of him. I don't know what he brings. What does he do? What are our tactics? I don't get it. Why are we persisting with this? We have played the bottom 6 in the league, which we are one of, with a horrendous goal difference. We have played all 5 of the teams in and around us. We've lost 3. Nowhere near Forest. Nowhere near them. And they have a very depleted team. No Wood. No Bakwa. Callum Wendo was on the bench. There's a list of players. Zinchenko. You could go through the list of players that they're missing, and they were streets ahead of us. Tactically, completely inept. Completely inept. Fulham couldn't score. Freak goal. Burnley schooled by Scott Parker. Wolves, okay, we beat Wolves, who are shite. West Ham, we beat them. They've won 2 games in a row. And we completely capitulated in the second half against them. Completely let them have the central midfield. They completely dominated us. I see people giving off about Bijol. I see people giving off about this player that. Listen, let's be honest here. Bijol, is he a problem? No, I don't think he is. I think one of the biggest problems that we have is the runners from midfield. The centre backs can't be blamed for that. Is he ideal to have on the left side of centre back? No. But if we're saying that Pascal Struijk is at the level, then we're fucking mistaken. This is massively in the 49ers as well. Massively. Bijol, Struijk, and Rodon. They've got to play in a back three. For natural balance, they've got to play in the back three. Together. That midfield, people can talk about the players. Stack, Ampadu. Ampadu was nowhere near it again. Nowhere near it. All he does is bitch, yap, the referee. That's all he does. The amount of times the ball's been given away or he's late in the tackle and he's too slow, passing it back, passing it around the back. We can't pass the ball around the back. The teams in the Premier League are not Preston North End. They're not even Sheffield United of last season or Coventry. The worst team that we have played this season came second in the league to us last season. And we're trying to play the ball around the back. Then when we go long, our centre forward's completely fucking isolated. Brendan Aronson on the right wing again today. He was never on the fucking right wing. Bogle's completely roadblocked down that right because they've just spent the time blocking him off so he couldn't attack. Where's Brendan? He's in the middle. So there's a hole. They were not concerned at all about Brendan Aronson. Our left was stifled because they could double up on Okafor because they didn't give a shit about Brendan Aronson. People will say, oh, Brendan got an assist today. He passed the ball 10 fucking yards. It's the very minimum he can do. I thought Nmecha had a good game. He battled. He ran and he battled. He did the minimum. He scored a great goal. I thought Perry made an amazing double save. Brilliant. He should have done better in it was the first goal. He should have done far better. The handling was... He went with one hand. He needs to go with both. But saying that, what were the defenders doing? Where were the runners from midfield not being tracked? Where's our number 4? Gibbs White getting the header for the second goal. Not being tracked again. No runners are being tracked. It's either we're not fit, or we're lazy, or we're both. I said in the last video, we score 0.2 of our goals in the second half, which is going to be lower now after that game. 0.2. We've scored 10 goals this season, 8 of them in the first half, 2 of them in the second half. We concede the vast majority of our goals in the second half against us. We conceded another 2 today in the second half. Now let's look at it tactically. Daniel Farke turns round. We go 2-1 down. Again, reactive. What does he do? He makes a triple sub. Leg for leg. Was so what we thought was leg for leg. We get a foothold in the game. The stats came up on screen with 75% possession. We had 3 shots on goal. We looked more attacking. Don James was cutting edge. He actually was doing well down that right flank with Bogle. Bogle had somebody he could work with. Getting the ball in the box, taking a shot, making cells, make a save. Gudmundsson following up. Bogle was unlucky then getting the shot. He needs to do better, to be fair, but it's unlucky. We were in the game at that point, at 2-1. In the game. Then he makes the double sub. And he puts Harrison on for Gudmundsson. Who I would argue Gudmundsson's the best left back in the bottom half of the Premier League. And he takes him off. And he puts on Harrison. And I'm not digging Jack out. He's a left winger playing at left back. And it's an unfortunate penalty to give away, but he gave it away. He got caught. I'm not defending Jack. I just think it's shit management. And we go 3-1 down. I can understand him taking Bijol for strike for the balance. Why not have the balls to start strike instead of Bijol? I called out Farke and said we need to get rid of strike. Let's be honest, other than Rodon so far this season, there's a lot of shortcomings in their 2 centre backs that have played alongside him. People say Bijol is not fast enough. That might be the case. Play him in the 3. Play him in the centre. Play Rodon beside him, striking his left. You now have natural balance going from the left and from the right, and you've solidity in the middle. Other than being our captain, what has Ethan Ampadu? What has Ethan Ampadu done this season to suggest that he deserves to wear the shirt on the pitch? Longstaff, shit, again today. A couple of times he went in, a couple of good tackles. His passing, not good. His free, one again, I'm not going to repeat myself. Again, a perp free. The amount of times we had free kicks that we could have launched the ball. You look at Brentford. Brentford did well today. They scored again from a long throw. And we tried to go a couple of long throws and caused a bit of trouble in that box. But what do we do whenever we get a free kick near the halfway line? We pass it about, pass it back to the keeper. Then what do they do? The Forest team comes out and we kick the ball long. The match is on his own and we give the ball back to Forest. So what we're doing in effect, we're taking the ball, we're kicking it and we're handing it back to them to start again. We had one shot in the entirety of the first half. One. It was on target, it was a goal, it was a great goal. But we were completely dominated outside of that in the first half. In the second half, it started off okay. Not great. Nothing got me out of my seat. We caused very little problems. We caused more problems whenever Don James come on. DCL, couple of half shots, nothing really. Perot wasn't anywhere near the ball and whenever he come on. No fault of their own. But I'm going to put it to you like this. What are our tactics? What were they when he made those subs? What was he doing? He took off a left back and put a left winger in at left back. Why? Jack Harrison was on toast. Hutchison had him on toast. That's Daniel Farke's fault. That's not Jack Harrison's fault. He's not a left back. He's a left winger. I'm telling you now, Daniel Farke needs to go. People can say it all they want. You can back him. But why? What have we done this season that suggests to you that anybody should back that man? Tactically, completely inept, reactive. We waited till the 73rd minute to make a sub, and he made a triple sub. And when we got a foothold in the game, a 2-1, a reactive sub, he then changes it again, a double sub, and he throws it all away. No momentum. Any momentum we had, gone. Gone. The man, I just don't think he has a clue what he's doing. And I don't think the players know what they're doing because of him. I think we've got good players. Defensively, I think we have got decent players in the midfield. But I just think it's a scattergun approach. He doesn't know what to do. Going forward, as I said, the match has done all right. DCL had a couple of maybe quarter chances, nothing really out of this world. One hit his shoulder where he should have bloody met the ball, but the reality is, too little, too late. Too little, too late, Daniel. Too little, too late. It's time to go. It's about time somebody had a conversation. And if we have not been looking for a manager to this point, then the 49ers are massively failing. Not just us as fans, not just themselves as owners of the club or the players. They're failing their investors in 49ers enterprises, who've apparently put money into the club. We need to bring somebody in. We've got Villa. Then we've got Chelsea, Liverpool and City. Villa just went today and tanked Bournemouth. The last I saw, I think it was 4-0. Tanked them. Took them apart. Tanked them. We're a point above the relegation zone. A point. No, Okafor didn't get a sniff today, and that's not his fault. They doubled up on him. Because Brennan Aronson, who's meant to be in the right wing, is running around all over the place, losing the ball left, right and centre, diving and falling and tripping over people and complaining to the ref. Nowhere near the level. Nowhere near. He shouldn't be on the under-18 team, never mind our senior team. There's players, people talk about our squad. Brendan Aronson, let's be honest, Brendan Aronson, Jack Harrison, Sam Byram and Kearns, 4 men in our 25, should not be in our 25. And we've only got a 24-man squad. We are 5 decent players short of a 25-man squad. Those 4 men should be out, and we have a free space. We're 5 players short, and that's just having a decent squad. I said before the game, Murillo and Milenkovic are quality. Look, Sells quality goalkeeper as well. And it's true. Sean Dyche played Dyche ball. They completely dominated us. There's nothing we could do about it. Dyche ball turned around and he doesn't care. We can win the stats. Wow, we can get 40. We can take 54% possession all we want. Doesn't matter. Sean Dyche will take 46. But as I say, every fucking game, the only stat, and I don't care if Daniel Farke comes out and starts talking about XG and corners and frees, that we are absolutely useless from, because I don't think we have a set piece coach. The only one that matters is the one in the top corner of the screen. Again, it's 3-1, Daniel. You've got to go. We had 3 shots on target the entire game. 3. One of them came from Don James. One of them came from the Medja. And everything else was piss poor. Everything. The first half was soul destroying. And Daniel, you know what? This is where you see, whenever you call us an emotional fan base, we are an emotional fan base, and I'll tell you why we are. Because we know whenever we're being gaslit. We know when personally, whenever you call us emotional on terms like that, you're looking down on us as a fan base. You're taking the piss. I think, to be honest with you, I can't think of the word right now. It's out of my head. But what you're doing is you're minimising our passion for our club. You're minimising that we actually watch these games. We see these games with our eyes. You can talk stats, but we watch it. We see it and we feel it. We put our money into the club. We go to the games. I fly over. I book the hotels. I go to the games. This impacts all of us. The last thing I want to do is come on here and basically talk shit about a manager. I want them, as I said before, I want them, if the manager is a success, we are a success. I want us to be a success. It's as simple as that. But not with him. It's not working. It's done. The 49ers have got to deal with this now. We need somebody to come in now. The next 4 games are a given under Daniel Farke. We are toast. So it doesn't matter if we took the kit man and put him in charge now and get beaten the next 4 games. It's a given. With this manager in charge, it's done. Those 4 games, next 4 games, it's done after the international break. Go and bring somebody in. Give them the 4 games. Let them look at these players. Then come the 1st of January, back them on in the window. Give them some bloody money. Bring somebody in with a bit of grandeur and stature that can pull players in. We need something. The football is dire. Absolutely fucking dire. Force aren't that much. They are. They were streets ahead of us. What happened, will he not though? Are you telling me that Don James is fully fit but isn't as good as Brendan Aronson? Are you telling me the last 2 weeks Willie Notto's been training every day but he's not as good as Brendan Aronson? Are you fucking winding me up? There's a reason why Daniel Farke got sacked by Norwich. He's not at this level. He's tactically outclassed week in, week out. The last number of games we've had, last 4 games, West Ham capitulated. Burnley were beat by a better team. Let's be honest, they were. Brighton demolished us. Today, demolished us. We are nowhere near it. Nottingham Forest currently are 2 points behind us. We are 1 point above West Ham, the team that everybody said were absolutely shite. But at the same time, these same people are going to stand behind Daniel Farke. Are you fucking... Seriously. It's about time people grew a set and admitted it to themselves. We don't want him to be a failure. We want him to succeed. We all want him to succeed, but he's not going to. He's failed. We knew this was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. He has to go. The best thing Marathi can do now is take tonight, let this die down, and during that Liverpool game, wait till they get home even. A couple of hours on the bus. Once they get back to Leeds, get rid of him. Ring him, tell him. There's a number of managers out there, a hell of a lot better. A lot better. There's managers who are at clubs who would bite the hands off to come to Leeds. And I'll tell you something, and people will say, oh, he's not Corberán. I don't really want Corberán at our club, but Corberán can do no worse than him. Why? Why not? But there's managers there that are free. Thiago Motta. Show some ambition. Go and get him. Bring him in. He's a name. He plays this system. He likes to play a 4-2-3-1, which we have the players to play. I don't understand Daniel Farke can't change 4-3-3. Push the players into 4-3-3. Keep it as a 4-3-3. When the shit hits the fan, let's launch all our fucking attackers on. What's the tactic there, Daniel? What are our tactics? I don't know what our identity is. In the championship, you can have the best players and they'll get you out of the sticky games because they are the best players. But when you get to the Premier League, those best players are just piss poor or average players. There's a reason where we are. I'm not saying our players can't step up, they can, but not with this manager. There's no passion. He shakes his head in the sideline and, constantly he blames the players on the... Listen, Daniel, you have got absolutely no room to manoeuvre here. I think you're all out of ideas, and you're all out... I think, personally, could be wrong, the vast majority of the fan base is time. We've 11 games in. 11. That means we have 27 games to play to save ourselves. Do we wait until after the 4 games after the international break to do something? Or do we do it now and let the man who is actually going to take over and run the January transfer window come in and make an imprint, make decisions on certain players, get players over the line? The positive thing is that Fulham aren't we can drag Fulham straight into this, but again, we have 4 games. We're not beating Villa. Let's come on. If people think we're beating Villa, catch yourself. If we're beating Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Man United, we're not beating any of the teams of this, man. We're going to get dicked. Villa, those 4 games after, I would look right now with this manager in charge. It's 4 and 5-0 every game, minimum. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. He, the 49ers have to do something. You know, they've got to do something. I just don't get what they're doing. I think it's suicide if they continue with them because we're self-harming right now. Um, it's mental. I think at the end of the day, we're gonna go and we're going down with Daniel Farke. They have to make a decision. It's as simple as that. I am going to read a few comments out of the match reaction and what he has said to the reporters, and I'll react to that now. Just before I actually go into the what Farke, I don't even know if I could be bothered. He just talks shit. So listen, the one there's a couple of stats here that has thrown me as well, and to be fair, we have to get real here. Daniel Farke in his last 32 Premier League um, games, he's had 2 away wins. 1 game this season, first game of the season. 2 away wins in the Premier League. He had 1 away win in the Bundesliga in 17. We could have had Daesh, and we could have had Nuno. Nuno's turning it round at West Ham. Daesh is completely turning it round at Forest. They're both under us. They won't be for long. But people got to get real. We got to get real. We have a long way to go. And this is going to be a long, long, hard season if we keep this man in charge. We can't afford to do it. It's as simple as that. So I was sort of playing with the idea, obviously, of reacting to Daniel Farke, and you know what? I've already done it as comments. I'm not listening to the platitudes and the bullshit. And we've seen at the end of the game, a lot of fans, even Graham Smith tweeted about it, and he says like a lot of the fans, some cheers, a lot of frustration and anger coming from the fans. You can't blame any fan going to that game and watching that shit. These are the next group of games. Leeds United, home to Villa, 23rd November. Leeds United away to Man City, 29th November. Leeds United home to Chelsea, 3rd of December. Leeds United home to Liverpool, 6th of December. Away to Brentford, 14th of December. 21st of December, home to Palace. 28th of December, away to Sunderland. 1st of January, away to Liverpool. That's from now to January. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many points? Realistically, how many points are we getting there under Daniel Farke? Because I stand by you right now, we're getting none on the first 4, which leaves us going to Brentford, Palace, Sunderland, Liverpool. We're not getting anything of the away fixture at Liverpool. We're not going to go to the Stadium of Light and get anything there. Palace is going to beat us. Brentford, long throw in. It's feasible we get no points. It's feasible. He has to go. Ups and downs. We know that. We sing the song. Ups and downs. This is definitely a down. And we'll be here, because we always are here. But I sure hope Daniel Farke won't be. Listen, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to react. I'm going to go now. I've been on too long. Um, I'm going to go and I'll probably react to what he says tomorrow, see what he says, and hopefully bring news of him being sacked. Cheers. Thank you. Marching on together.